everyone. We're back with episode number 5 of MakeCode in the Kitchen. My name is Jacqueline Russell.
My name is Cyan.
And my name is Sage.
That's right. And every week we're coming to you on Friday afternoons with a new project that you can make with your kids in your kitchen, just using regular materials, and do some coding activities while everyone's kind of stuck at home due to the coronavirus. So, all right, kids, what did we make last week? Can we review?
We made lanterns.
These Easter egg night lights.
That's right. We made Easter egg night lights because it was Easter last weekend, right?
Yeah.
And you guys ate a lot of candy, huh? And we had lots of Easter egg hunts.
Well, not a lot.
Not a lot.
Just a couple.
Just a few. All right. So that was a lot of fun. And what are we making this week?
What? We're making like these I forgot what they're called.
These are lucky wheels. Yeah, this
lucky
is yours.
Whoops.
So put your Easter eggs down.
Wait.
And Cyan, can you explain to us what this lucky wheel is?
Alright, so the lucky wheel is basically this a magic 8-ball, but like
That's
flat.
right. Yeah. So you love your magic 8-ball, don't you? What do you do with a magic 8-ball?
You ask the magic 8-ball a question, you shake it, and then you turn it upside down to have an 8, and then it has a reply.
Yep.
And my magic 8-ball says my reply is no.
Right. So you have to ask it a question and it gives you an answer.
Yeah. It's a yes or no question.
Yeah. So and how do we make these magic 8-balls?
Well, magic 8-balls.
Yeah. So do you want to ask it a question here?
Okay. So I'm gonna ask this a question.
You know, just show what this is. Show the camera.
I'm gonna ask this a question, and it'll point to yes, no, or maybe.
Okay. So ask it a question. Gonna ask a question first.
Whoops.
I have a question. Will we be out of quarantine in the next month? Show!
Yes.
Hooray!
Signs point to yes.
All signs point to yes. That's great. So you made a magic 8-ball one, right? With yes, no, and maybe sections. Cyan, you made a slightly different one. Can you explain yours?
This was from like a couple years ago. This is like what to play outside.
Okay.
So, or play at all.
Okay. So what does it say?
It says play soccer.
Okay, you want to show people? So she has different segments, and each segment is a different type of activity that you can play, and they include things like play outside, play soccer, play tag, play catch, play inside, you know, different activities that you can do. Yeah. Yeah, we'll get to that in a second. This one that I created is a music decider. So we usually play music when we come downstairs for breakfast every morning, and it's always a struggle to decide who gets to play what music. And so this one helps you decide what music you want to play in the morning. So let's see, what did it decide? Top 40. So there's top 40 Disney, NPR.
I don't understand what these are.
Oh yeah. So this is a little bit more advanced. So I used copper tape as well with the capacitive touch. We're not going to do this project today, but this is another additional thing that you can add. And maybe we can do a project next week with copper tape.
Okay.
Yeah?
Like
So
a
this
piano.
So this is kind of what we're going to be making today for our project. Can you guys think of other kind of lucky wheels that people could make at home?
Like to decide what movie to watch.
That's right.
Or
yeah.
what game
Or
to
TV
play.
shows. Yeah. Or what games? Yeah. So
Like for family game night or something.
That's right. Yeah. So we always have trouble deciding what board game we're gonna play. So this might be a good thing, a decider, or maybe like what's for dinner tonight, kind of thing. So yeah. So feel free to use your imagination, go crazy with your particular lucky wheel project, or you can make it like a fortune teller, like a magic 8-ball like Sage did. All right, so how do we get started with this? What materials do we need first of all?
I'm tired, sorry. Paper.
Colored construction paper, that's right. This is the main ingredient. You need a ruler or straight edge. Some colored markers, right?
If you want to decorate it.
Scissors and tape.
To attach the circuit playground.
Right. Oh yes, and we need the circuit playground for sure. So maybe let's talk about that. So you can get these circuit playground.
You need a marker.
Yeah, a marker. Yeah. You can get these circuit playgrounds in base kits. These are about $30. You can buy them online from Adafruit. And what comes in the pack is a circuit playground board, a battery pack, and a USB cable. So for those of you out there who haven't watched any of our previous episodes, Cyan, can you explain what a circuit playground actually is?
A circuit playground is actually basically just a mini computer. It has lights.
Oops.
It has a reset button. It has infrared.
Sage, what else does it have on it?
Did you already say buttons A and B?
No, she didn't.
It
That's a
has
good one.
memory.
It has memory and a processor all on one chip. Yep. It's got lights all the way around it. It's got buttons. You're right, Sage. It also has a speaker and a microphone. So lots of components packed on this tiny little device here.
Yeah.
And it's programmable, and that's what we're going to do today to make our lucky wheels. What components of the circuit playground are we going to use for our project?
Lights.
Lights?
Camera. Action.
It doesn't have a camera, but there's plenty of action.
Are we gonna use a button?
No, we're not going to use the buttons, but what do we do to activate our lucky wheel?
Shake on shake.
We
On
shake it,
shake.
right? So we use the
yeah.
motion sensor that's on here, or the accelerometer that's on here to trigger that. And then does it also make a sound?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're going to use the speaker on the circuit playground as well.
You can do this without a speaker if you want.
That's true. You don't have to play the sound. Yeah, that's a good point, Sage. All right, so the very first thing you need to do is pick a color for your lucky wheel. So you can pick any color that you like. And then what you want to do is take your circuit playground and then put some tape on the back of it. So what I usually do, Cyan, can you actually do this for me? Take a piece of tape and then loop it around on itself to create like a double-sided piece of sticky tape. Carefully loop it around. And then put it on the back of the circuit playground. Yeah. And then stick it right in the middle of your piece of construction paper that you've decided for your lucky wheel.
Bam!
And it doesn't actually have to be in any particular position at this point. So once you have this, then what you want to do, Sage, you want to explain?
You like make lines right here, like tiny lines.
Yeah, take a pen, and you want to draw lines in between each of the lights on your circuit playground. Now, this is a decision point for you. Cyan. This is a decision point whether or not you want, how many different segments you want on your lucky wheel. So you could use all 10 lights, which means that you would draw lines between each of the lights, and you would have 10 different choices.
Or you could do like
two lights in each segment. Yeah. So how many segments would that give you?
That would give you 5 segments.
That's right, because there's 10 lights total. Now keep in mind that you're going to want the same amount of lights in each segment if you want all of your choices to be equally probable, right? So how many different ways are there to divide 10 equally?
Too many to count.
Too many to count, right. So you could use all 10 segments. You could use 5 segments, right, with 2 lights each, or you could use 2 segments with 5 lights each. Or you can do what Sage did. If you want, you can have unequal segments. So can you tell me which segments are going to be more likely to land on?
No and yes.
That's right, because maybe, how many lights does maybe have?
Maybe has two.
Two lights, that's right. Whereas yes and no each have four. Yep, 4 lights on it. So you got to think about that. And then once you've decided what your lucky wheel will do, draw out lines that separate each of the lights on your circuit playground. And then you're going to want to use a straight edge or a ruler to complete the lines out on your paper, and then use the scissors to cut out whatever shape you want for your lucky wheel. It doesn't have to be a round wheel. You can make different shapes, triangles.
You have to pop a hole right.
Oh yes, yeah. Sorry, I forgot that part. Sage, can you explain?
You have to pop a hole right next to the circuit playground. So if you have watched our some of our previous shows, we did that. We also did that.
We did that before, didn't we?
So yeah. So that's where your the cord of the battery
That's right.
is going to go through.
Yeah. And can you show people where is the battery port on the circuit playground? Where do you need to make the hole?
Where do you need right down here?
Yeah.
Yeah, so down here.
So that black part is the actual battery port of your Circuit Playground Express. And that's where you're going to need to make the hole, is right next to that battery port. So, all right. So yeah, so I love this heart design. That's beautiful, Cyan. Okay, so once you're done with that, the next thing we need to do is put the batteries in the battery pack. So who wants to do that?
I do.
Cyan, okay. Can you explain to us how you do
All right,
that?
so first thing you need to do is slide out the battery pack. It slides out the way towards the cables.
Mm-hmm.
And then you take the batteries. They go in a certain way. If you look on the battery, there's a tiny plus and a tiny minus. And if you look inside the box, there's a tiny plus and tiny minus. And you want to match those up.
Mm-hmm.
I suggest putting the negative side in first, which is the one with the minus, because it goes into a spring and it's just easier to do.
Yeah. All right, so once you've put all of the batteries in, then you're gonna put the back on the battery pack.
Yeah, so again it slides in this way. This time against the towards the other side of the cable. And
then you're gonna want to thread the end of your battery pack cable through the hole you made on your lucky wheel, and then attach it to the Circuit Playground Express.
The gray thing at the end of your Circuit Playground is where you plug it in. But be warned, the white part only goes into the gray part one way.
Yeah, there's like a little groove on one side, right?
Yeah.
So once you have it powered on and plugged in, then you want to tape it onto the back. So let's get some tape. And let's tape it on. Okay.
Oh no.
That looks great.
There we go.
And now, what are we missing? We're missing the choices, right?
We're missing the choices.
Yeah, so what choices do you want to write on here? What's our maybe yes, no, or maybe?
Yeah.
Okay. You can also decorate your Circuit Playground Express Lucky Wheel. We have all sorts of Sage is also adding something.
That's me.
You can put stickers on it, or drawings, or however you would like to decorate your lucky wheel. Okay, what is this? Yes, no, and mad. Oh, that's a Y. Okay. Maybe. M-A-Y.
What is that, Seiji?
E-E. Okay. Okay. Maybe. Okay, that's phonetic. M-A-B-Y. Great. Okay. now that we've made our amazing creation, what's next, you guys? What do we do next?
We program.
That's right. Now it's time for the coding part. All right. So let's bring our chairs up a little bit closer. All right. And can you see my desktop? Okay. So we're going to the MakeCode site, right? Which is
Circuit Playground Express.
MakeCode.com. So you can just type MakeCode in your browser window and it'll bring you to this page. And then what do you do, Cyan?
Circuit Playground Express.
That's right. Click on the Adafruit Circuit Playground Express to open up the Circuit Playground Express editor. We're going to create a new project here. So click on the blue New Project button. Okay. And we don't need this forever block here, so we're going to delete it. So what are the ways, how do we delete blocks from our workspace?
You drag it back into the place where you grab blocks.
Into the toolbox, that's right.
Toolbox, that's what it's called.
So on the left-hand side, you're going to see something that looks like the Circuit Playground Express.
It's called a simulator.
Simulator, that's right. And the toolbox is right in the middle, and then the workspace is on the right side. Yeah, that's where we're going to be building our program. So the very first thing we do, how do we trigger our lucky wheel?
On shake.
That's
which
right.
Is going to be in loops.
I don't think so.
Oh.
What do you think it is?
Input?
Yeah, because we're using the accelerometer or the motion sensor as the input. So what this block does, let's hold on before you do anything else. Let's talk about this block. Do you remember how we talked about events?
Yeah.
So what kind of block is this?
This is an event block.
That's right. So what does it do?
It tells your computer if a certain event happens, then you should do this.
That's right. Yeah. So this block is listening for a shake event. When that shake event happens, then it's going to run whatever we put inside of its mouth.
Yeah.
Yep.
You can program you can kind of like program your body to go like,
oh yeah,
to go like, if something yummy, then eat.
Yeah. Or if someone pokes me, then say ow,
or stop.
Especially little brothers, right?
Yes. Very annoying little brothers.
Yeah. Okay. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to create a variable. Cyan, do you know what a variable is?
This thingy?
Yes. So this variable is going to hold our choice or our random number that for whatever light we're going to light up. Now, you can think about variables. Do you know like what they kind of do?
They can do whatever you want them to do.
Kind of, yeah. So variables are kind of just like a holder. Like, remember how we were talking about arrays last week? Is it like a row of mailboxes? You can think about a variable as just like one mailbox standing by itself that you can put like different things inside. So like this box, for example. So this box, you can think of it as a variable. We can put different things in here. So right now there's 3 eggs in this box.
Why are there 3 eggs in that box?
I don't know. But right now it's holding 0. But we could put 1 egg inside of it. We could put 2 eggs inside of it. Or we can put 3 eggs inside of it. So you can think about... Or more. So we can think about variables as just a box holding different things. So... All right, so you're right in that we have to go to the variables toolbox drawer and click on make a variable. All right, and now we're gonna name our variable, how about choice or pick, whatever you want. Yeah, so we're gonna name it choice, and that will just be kind of like our choice, yeah. And then notice when we did that, it kind of created these 3 blocks here for us to use. So we're going to use this set choice block here, and we're going to drag it into this on shake. So what choice do we want? Well, we want it to hold one of the lights that we want to light up, right?
Yeah.
So, but we want it to be a random number.
Yeah. Set choice to random.
That's right. So I'm going to open up my math toolbox drawer here, and you'll see that there's a block.
Pick random.
Yeah, called Pick Random.
0 to 10, which
0.
is actually what we want. Well, 1 to 10.
Yeah, 1 to 10 is what we want, but actually, it's actually going to be the number of lights around the Circuit Playground Express.
Which is 10.
There are 10 lights, but they're indexed differently. So they start at 0. So I'm going to open up my light toolbox drawer to explain this. And if you go down into the More section here, you'll see a block that's called Set Pixel Color at Number to a Color. So I'm going to grab this block and drop it right underneath my Set Choice block. And what this does is it sets a pixel color at a certain location on the board to a color.
So you're going to shake it and see?
Yeah, so let's shake it. What's 0? What is 0? Oh, it's this first one right here. Try 2, or try 1 first of all. Okay.
Maybe it goes
What do you
like in
think?
order.
Oh yeah, there's 1.
So it goes in
So
order.
It goes in order.
Around.
Yeah. So let's try, what is 6? Okay, what do you think 6 is actually before I shake it?
Okay, so
1.
1.
Oh no, 0. Remember?
0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This
Okay,
one.
you think it's gonna be that one? You're right. All right. So what's the maximum then? What's the maximum number?
10
You think so? Let's put 10 here.
or 9.
Okay, 10. Let's see what happens. Oh dear, no lights light up.
So probably 9.
I think 9 is the last light. So let's shake this. Yep. So 9 is here. So it goes 0 all the way through 9. So we want to pick a random number from 0 to what?
9.
9. And that's going to be our choice. And so now when we set the pixel color, we actually want it to be choice. So I'm going to go to my variables toolbox drawer. I'm going to grab that choice block here and drop it here into the number space. And so that way, when we shake it, it'll pick a random number from 0 to 9 and put it into our choice variable, right? Which is, remember, it's like a box that holds something.
Yep.
And then it's going to set a pixel color at that random number location to, do we want red? What color?
This is a nice color.
Yeah, it's like a purpley magenta. All right, so now let's shake it. Okay, so it just picks a random place.
Now we gotta turn
Okay.
off the lights, or else all the lights are just.
That's
gonna
true.
turn.
We have to do a couple things to our program first. So the first thing is, I think we should also add some kind of cool sound and animation before it picks something.
Oh, I know.
So let's go to music, yeah,
I have an idea.
and grab a play sound. The very first one, yeah. Put it right after choice. Yeah, no. Before we, yeah.
I have an idea.
Okay, you have an idea. What sound do you want to do? Want to do magic wand?
Yeah.
Okay. And then let's do an animation too.
Okay.
So go to light, and then there's show animation block.
Oh, I have an idea.
You have an idea? Okay.
I'll do comment.
Are you gonna do comment? Okay,
Yeah.
that's a nice animation. And let's set that to run for 2 seconds.
Sorry, I couldn't find anything to do that. To get started,
Okay.
you need a smart kitchen appliance.
All right. So, and then we want to.
I don't even know what Alexa was doing.
Okay, and then we want to clear it, right? She thought we said her name. Okay, so then we want to clear the animation. So if you open up the light toolbox drawer and scroll all the way down to the bottom, you'll find this tiny little clear block all the way at the bottom. So grab that clear block and set it right after we show the animation. So you want to try that and see what that looks like?
Yep.
Okay, so I'm going to shake it. Oh, nice. and then it picked a random number after the animation.
But we should put a clear block after this so that it doesn't stay like that.
Well, it won't. Every time you shake it, what happens? It plays the animation, so it kind of automatically clears it.
Oh.
But I do think that we need to add a little bit more suspense. So maybe we can like add a pause, like right after the animation. So in the loops toolbox drawer, there's a block that's called pause. Grab this block and put it right after the clear.
Does it make like dog paws show up?
It's not like it's not like dog paws. It's like wait for 1 second before showing our pick. And then let's also play another sound when it actually picks something.
Ba-ding!
Yeah.
Ba-ding!
So
Ba-ding!
let's try this. Nice. What do you think? There's kind of a little bit of suspense there. It's like, what is it going to pick? Nice. Oh, it picked the same thing again. Let's see if it picks something different. Nice. Okay. Cool. So now I think we're ready. This is our program, Cyan. Are we ready to what do we do next?
Hit the download.
Well, wait. Before that, you have to plug in your Circuit Playground Express board, right? So use the USB cable.
Plug it into the opposite end of the thing that plugs in the battery.
Mm-hmm.
Be warned, it also only goes in one way.
Yep. And so you should see all the lights turn green.
If you don't press the reset button.
Where's that reset button?
It's the tiny button in the middle of the...
Right in the middle of the board here, yeah. And so you just want to like press and release. And then all the lights should turn green. So it's this button right in the middle here.
Reset.
Okay. So once all the lights turn green, then it shows up as a USB drive on your computer. And then what do you do, Cyan?
Click download.
That's right. And then it will download the file. Where does it put it?
C play.
No, it puts it in your downloads folder. So I'm going to click on the show in folder to see where it put my program file. And you can see it put it in my downloads folder here, and it's called Circuit Playground something.
Untitled.
Untitled, because we didn't give it a name.
And then you take it and put it in your
UF2.
C play boot.
That's right. So you'll notice that our Circuit Playground Express shows up as a D drive here on like a USB drive on our computer. And so we're just going to drag and drop this program file and drop it into our C Play boot drive. And then that just copies over our program onto the Circuit Playground Express.
And then you attach the battery pack.
And then what happens? Can we test it out? Want to shake it? Nice. So what did it pick?
It picked GND.
Okay. So yeah, so now we have our cool little program.
Let's go. We did it.
Do you want to try the advanced one? How are you feeling today? Do you want to try the advanced one?
What do you want to?
I kind of do, but I think you're a little bit tired today. I don't know. How are you feeling? You want to go for it?
I'm tired. Sure, let's go for it.
Let's go for it. Okay. So the advanced option that I put onto this one is to actually change the color when you land on a different choice. So, for example, on this one, you notice how the lights turn red when it picks no, and then it turns green when it picks yes, and let's see if we can get it to, and then it picks purple when it turns maybe. So we can actually code that in this advanced version. So we're going to use something called conditionals. Cyan, do you know what a conditional statement is?
Yes, but I don't know how to explain it.
You don't know how to explain it. Okay, how about this? If you're good, you can have dessert.
That's
Otherwise, otherwise you can't have any dessert. So that's a conditional statement, right?
Then I can go to bed.
Then you can go to bed, okay. So what we're gonna do, and maybe we can talk about this. So for this one, for example, if I'm gonna mute this for a second. If our light lands on say 0, 1, 2, here maybe let me do this in Notepad so you can kind of see what this looks like a little bit better. Okay, so if these are the different light choices for us, right? All the way up to 9. So if, say, if it lands on 0, we want it to be red. And if it lands on 1, what do we want it to be? Red too?
Yeah.
Okay. And 2. But if it lands on 3, we want it to be what color?
Purple.
Purple. Okay.
Can you like transfer this into code or something?
Yeah, well this is what's called pseudocode. So it's really kind of like fake code, but it's just to write it out in like English language so you understand what you're doing.
Got it.
And then, for example, if it lands on 6, 7, 8, or 9, what color do you want it to be? Blue? Green?
Green.
Green. Okay. So say it lands on 6, 7, 8, or 9, then we want it to be green. Okay. So now let's try writing this out in a conditional statement. What does this mean?
There's too many greens.
Well,
I think you should change one green to purple. So
there's 3 reds, 3 purples, and 4 greens.
yeah, I think there should be 4 purples.
Okay. Because what is your favorite color after all?
Purple.
Okay.
But then the red and the green have to be equal because it's no and yes.
Okay. So if 0 through 2, then red, right? If, tell me what to write.
3 through 6.
3 through 6, then
purple.
purple.
If 7 through 9.
If 7 through 9, then
Green.
green. Okay. So this is essentially our conditional statement, right? Now, how do we transfer that into code? So what we want to do is go to the logic toolbox drawer, and you'll see we have these conditional statements here. So I'm going to drop this in here. I'm going to add one more clause because there was 3 clauses, right? And then we're going to use these comparison blocks here. So, and I just dropped it into where it said true. There was like a hole here. If true, then, and I just dropped this comparison block in here. So what we're going to do is, if our choice, what did we say? If it's between 0, 0, and 2, then
Yeah.
red.
Yep.
Okay. So we want it to be, what, greater than equal to 0 and less than or equal to 2. So how do we do that?
I'm confused in what you just said.
Okay. So this choice, it has to be greater than equal to 0. So another way to write this is, did you remember how you did greater than and
Yes.
less than in school?
Yes.
Yeah, so it has to be
But barely.
barely. So if we want to say if something is between 0 and 2, then it has to be greater than equal to 0.
It has to be it has to be greater than negative
-1.
negative
Yeah.
1 and less than 3.
Mm-hmm. That's true. Or another way you can write it. Did you guys study greater than or equal to?
We studied, but not like combined into one number.
Not combined into one. Okay, let's just use greater than. So I like your idea. So it has to be greater than -1, right? Okay. So the choice has to be greater than -1, and then what did you say?
Less than 3.
Less than 3. So I'm just going to duplicate this. So you can right click on any block and select duplicate to make a copy of it. So, oh, what happened to that?
It disappeared.
It disappeared. So, and then it has to be less than 3, right? So now how do we put these together? Well, if you open up your logic toolbox drawer, you'll see that there are these and statements. So we're just going to drop this in here, and this is going to be kind of the big one here. Where it went. And then we're going to put one of these in the first slot, and then the second one oops, in the second slot. Let's see.
Everything's falling out.
All right, so what does this say? It says, if my choice is greater than -1, meaning 0 or greater, and
My choice is greater than.
we want it to be less than, right?
Less than -1.
Oh, we don't want -1, right? What did we want?
3.
3. So that means if it's between 0 or 2, change it to red. Yeah? All right. So we did the first part. We can throw this
Now
away.
we just need to duplicate all that.
Yeah, because then we need to do between 3 and 6, right?
So we just duplicate
So
that.
let's
whole
duplicate
thing.
this whole thing. So I right click on it and I select duplicate. And then I'm just going to drag this in to see there's that hole.
If then.
Yep, else if. And then what is this going to be now? Greater than, let's look at this. What is this?
Greater
than.
Then 2.
Greater than 2. Yep.
And less than 7.
Greater than 2 and less than 7. Okay. So 3 to 6, then it's going to be purple, right? So, and you can also change the sounds, right? If you wanted to. We don't have to do bidding for each one. And then notice in this else clause, there's nothing here. There's no like slot.
So what do we do?
So what do we do? Well, I will say if it doesn't fall into the first one, and if it doesn't fall into the second one,
Then it's
got to fall into the third one. So we
and
don't
it has
even,
to be green.
yeah, so we don't even need to test that because we know we've already tested these first 2 parts.
So you just do
and so we
light
know it's going to
green.
be in there.
So
Yeah.
you just go to lights and then do green.
Yeah.
Set choice to green.
Well, yeah. So set choice to green. So, and let's duplicate this. All right. So this is our code using a conditional statement to figure out what color the light should turn. So you want to try this out?
Yeah.
Okay. So now I'm going to shake it.
Shake.
Okay. So why did it turn green?
Because it's on place set pixel color at choice to green.
Yeah, but what position is that?
It's on 9.
That's right. It's on 9. So
and we wanted 9 to be green.
that's right. So it fell into this third category here, right? Okay, let's try it again.
It's going really fast.
Okay.
It's red.
And red, what did we say?
Is
Red is 0 to 2. So this is 0, 1, 2. So yeah, so that's right. So let's see if purple works.
come on, purple.
Oh, look at that. What position is that? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, and yep, sure enough, if it's between 3 and 6, then purple.
Woo!
So good job.
Awesome.
All right, so let's go ahead and wrap up. That was our show for today.
Whoa.
So come on, Sage. You want to say goodbye to everyone?
Bye. Bye.
So thanks so much for watching our MakeCode in the Kitchen stream today. Like I said, we'll be back every Friday with a new making and coding project that you can do with your kids in the classroom. And I'm not sure what we're going to make next week. We'll have to decide.
Maybe a piano or something.
Oh yeah, a piano with copper tape. Maybe we can make a
Yeah.
little piano with copper tape. That's a
And
good
then-
idea.
And then we could take a servo motor and lift something up.
Ooh, servo motors are fun. Yeah, we may wait and do copper tape and then servo motors. So we'll see.
Wait,
All right.
Mom,
Yeah.
are we gonna do this like Friday?
Every Friday, yeah, like we have.
Bye.
Until the next month,
Yes, until
Bye.
the end of the coronavirus. So.
which is next month.
Yeah. All right,
Bye.
everyone. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.
Bye.